of us immediately bypass what our body is telling us because one, that's how we've stayed safe. Two, that's how we've stayed connected. We bypass what our body is actually telling us. So we're going painfully slow right now on purpose. Allison, welcome in. To be doing, that's not this conversation. This conversation is about what your body is actually feeling in the moment. And right now, for the most part, we can say that in this moment, thank you for stopping by, sweetheart. In this moment, we're mostly safe. And so we can feel, even just for a moment, what our body feels like when we talk about sex. Honey, welcome in. Welcome to this conversation. Which part of, how do I want to ask this? Let's talk a little bit more before I ask. Lock in on what your body is feeling around sex. Okay? When you think about, do you get curious? Just think about it. What do you do? Because we don't slow down in these moments long enough to figure out what is even happening to us. Look, oh my gosh, I'm so red. So, partly because this topic is really, your body remembers, even if you have body remembers. So my body feels unsafe when we talk about sex. Okay? I grew up religious, so sex already was like a taboo topic from like growing up. Okay, so that already pre-programmed my body. I had an affair previously. That trauma on my body about those things, even though I'm not that word, that act is not safe. We're not asking to do anything with our brains around it right now. Okay? We do that well enough. Okay, with logic and talk ourselves in and out of everything. Right now, I just kind of want to help you practice that pause before you even get to making decisions if you are, if you aren't. This is really not abandoning yourself. My body would have a response, would make so much sense. Even just doing that right in this moment, my body permission to judge bodies, our mind. Can I get a 1 in the chat if you have ever thought this or said this to yourself? If I don't have sex, maybe he's going to be mad, or maybe they will leave me. They're going to be mad or they're going to leave me. How sad is that for us and for the other person, right? That brings me tears to my eyes because I have been there. We desire connection and we want to be loved and valued so much ourselves. And that's really what we're talking about, is how do we first not abandon us? Because really, we abandoned ourselves over and over and over again. Thank you. Also, maybe you used to love having sex and now you're on this fuck. Like, I am doing all of this work sex with my partner, not because I don't love my partner. Like, I love my partner. It can be so confusing. Same thing. You. And that, raised to abandon self to stay connected, right? And what I want to say to the people that are on this healing journey and maybe your sex drive changed, less. 2 is that understanding of desire and intimacy can change. And I would put money that if you're on this healing journey and you're doing the work, like you're really doing the work and you're integrating it into your life, not just saying the fancy word, your understanding of desire and intimacy in your body and in your brain are going to change, because emotional intimacy becomes so fucking sexy and so fucking necessary. When you tap into vulnerability and you begin to open the deepest parts of yourself to somebody, it changes the level and the depth of intimacy for you. Yeah, I know that makes sense. And we can feel like we're carrying the emotional weight, that it's unfair, and sharing these parts of us and changing and doing a lot of work, and they may not be vulnerable with you. Not because maybe they don't love you, just their capacity or understanding, their knowledge, their potential to be there right? But not all of us are there at all at the same time. It can feel vulnerable, extremely vulnerable, right? There's something I wanted to say that. And it's not actually, it's not that we actually have any issues. It's all the shit around it and what it has meant. Okay? For a lot of women, sex and men, love and obligation were blurred. Right? We were taught, most of us were taught from a very young age that love was performative. Production equaled love or connection. So, of course, it would make sense that sex would fall into that category, right? Because when we think about programming and everything, even let's throw religion in there, how do we define love? Sex. Part of that, every movie, all of that, right? Is that the way that we show love to one another has been sex. What about spiritual intimacy? And I'm not talking about religion when I'm talking about that. It's like, it doesn't have to be religious. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's not the most important thing to me, right? And for me, reduced when the other thing feel connected to your partner and you feel safe everybody, because there are a lot of different traumatic experiences where some bodies are almost that you want to be met. You want to be met where you are. You want to having that emotional availability with support, right? You want to be met where you are. You want your partner to be attuned. And I would say the most falsity around sex and men is that sex is not emotional for men. And I will stand emotional for men. The reason that we have this programming that is because it has been programmed to. If we're going to just talk about corn really fast, what corn does, there's no, for both men and women, there's no risk and emotional vulnerability. It's another coping mechanism, right? To avoid vulnerability. But I would say that entitlement, and I love the different perspectives, right? Because there is no one size fits all, right, Tara? There's no one size fits all about this. And here's the thing is there's grief too, right? There's grief in maybe the way we want to feel about sex, the way that we used to feel about sex, why doesn't it just come easily? No pun intended there. But part of it is because the nervous system to love, it responds to safety. And even if your partner today is safe, your body has not reprogrammed and part of that is probably because one, just haven't slowed down enough to even honor what's happening in the body. You just keep pushing through. What about menopause? One is that our body does change over time, both men and women, and our sex drive will change. Also, nutrition around this area, right? Are we getting enough nutrients? Is our gut, because our gut is connected to making sure all of our hormones are regulated. So there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of factors that, not just emotions, right? But you affect the whole system, right? So there's a few ways and working towards where you may want to be. There's no this journey is a journey. A race, because you can't just run faster and get there. Slow down. It is a journey. And so there is not just one answer. Like, that's partly what I help you do, because again, there is no one size that fits all. I don't believe that there's one therapy, one counselor, coach, any of that is going to give you everything you need to get you where you need to go. Okay. We take what is happening with you now and we work with that, and then you shift and move to the next thing. Okay. And if it's not safe to communicate how you're feeling, because I've been there too. I've been in a relationship where it wasn't safe. Then you find a safe person. You find at least one safe person where you can say how you really feel, where you won't be judged, where you will be seen and understood, where you matter, where how you feel matters, where it makes you feel makes sense. You are not alone. And I guarantee you, whatever if you've felt, there's 6 in here, at least 3 to 4 other people have felt. Even if nobody's ever said anything, is just acknowledging it. Acknowledging that even is how you feel. We bypass that so quickly because we want to do have you even acknowledged, said it out loud, that that's how you feel? I don't want to be touched. I don't know if I even love you right now. I don't want to have sex. I want to have sex. I want to be close to you, but I don't want to physically touch. I want more than sex. Is this it? Have you said those things? Have you admitted those things to yourself even? Or have you shamed yourself into saying, I shouldn't feel this way? If you have said you're in the and I'm here to slow you down. Tara's like, I'm on the flip side of this. Okay. We could go do something different with it. If your partner an affair, whether an emotional affair or a physical affair or both. Yes, emotional affairs are real. And you do not have to have sex. You don't even have to talk about sex for there to be an emotional affair. How do I know? Because lust is damaging. What I mean by a safe therapist, a counselor, somebody where you can be vulnerable with, a container where you can share. So for my clients, I do text messaging. They can text message me anytime and have a container to just share exactly what they're feeling. Most oftentimes, people don't 100%. Yes, we need to acknowledge it for ourselves, but we are created for connection. It is called interdependence is the goal in which we are aiming for. Okay? I don't even know interdependent people. We're creating them as we are understanding it. They're essential. We need characteristics and properties. It's here, and then we will hop over to Zoom and we'll have the sacred middle. Outside spaces matter because storms can't be processed in isolation. Yes, and one of the things that I experience once every 3 months, it is really hard, especially for you women who have learned to not try. It's really hard. This is why I walk alongside with you in your daily life, because life happens on the daily, not just once a month, right? And we're like writing down all the shit that happened so that we can unload on our therapist and we go there and then we start at can we just get 20 more hours with them, please? Well, that's how I felt anyway. I'm writing that down for real women, real life. Okay. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate you. Karen, I see you. And this journey is lonely. It is extremely lonely. Even if you're surrounded by people that love you and support you, having just one safe person in your corner that can hold a container that you don't have to worry about their emotions. Afraid that you're going to push them away, or that you're going to trigger them, or that they're going to leave to land. Somewhere where we can just be and be held, not physically, but emotionally. Heal this so that I can either go back to the person that I was, or have sex like I used to, or like I want to, or like my partner wants to. How do I fix this so that my relationship doesn't change, doesn't suffer? A lot of that comes from the fear that our partner, if we are not having sex, it somewhere else, right? And that's a real valid fear. Some people that has happened to. I get that. That lives in my body, right? Yeah. And anything. So I think corn can be used in a marriage with involved communication and boundaries. This is the thing. Anything can be safe. Anything can be safe for y'all, right? As long as it's mutual and there's safety created around it and trust. Yeah. A safe container, a safe person, is because a lot of times, especially if you're on the healing journey and your partner is not, a lot of confusion, and it can be really scary for both partners. Okay, because shit is happening for both partners. The partner who's healing is like, man, I don't have a sexual desire right now because I don't feel emotionally supported. I don't feel matched energy. I'm not receiving that vulnerability, that depth. This is not what I signed up for. Like, where did my partner go? What's happening? Now I have to change. I didn't ask for this new journey, right? So it's not right or wrong. It's what the fuck is happening? Especially for the partner who's not actively in the healing journey, they probably person. And which part? And again, what I want to say is that it really isn't sex itself. I was healing and she thought I was cheating. That's so heavy. I felt that in my chest because we experienced that, right? After there was a lot of sexual to get some other shit in order and just pause this. And that is so very common for both men and women. That can happen. Because at first I was like, towards reality, unowned feelings get assigned to others, creating blame, conflict. Pause too. Yes, you just needed to be met where you were trying to go. And that, and it's so hard because, again, both sides are dealing with their own thing. And if they're not and that's what, Chris was really able to cause this space right now, and build some trust within myself and build some trust with you and work on some of my own shit. And I just need this time and space to do that. Right. And so to create safety and trust for self and others, right? Yeah. And that is so common path, is that heal and go down this healing journey and then they don't. It's so tough. It's not impossible. It just is really tough. I'm of what's happening to you. And when you are able to hold what's happening to you, and you have somebody who's safe in a container, like a counselor or coach, something like that, it shifts to later being able to hold what's happening for your partner, if that's the route that y'all go, right? It really comes back to self. Yes, sex with a partner also is about creating safety as a unit or as a partnership as well. So while, oh, I hear you, Katie. That made my chest so heavy. Thanks, Katie. Recognizing that a lot of it is around fear, and it's really valid, but just acknowledging that. I realized it was a beautiful connection that changed me for the better, and have accepted our fate. I still have somebody to be able to just honor what you're actually feeling first, right? Because that's where we abandon ourselves